What is going on, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel. Today, Dallas had to downsize their roster from 90 to 85. They did just that by placing 2 players on the IR and cutting 3 others. We're going to go over all 5 of those guys in today's video. But before we do, the majority of you, about 90% that watch my videos, are not subscribed to the channel. If that is you, do me a favor, hit that big red subscribe button. Also, drop a like on the video and leave a comment down below your thoughts on everyone the Cowboys cut and placed on IR today. All right, wasting no time, let's get right into it, starting with the former New York Jet, Kyron Brown, who didn't play much last season, signed a 2-year deal back in July. I think the specific date was July 25th, right before camp started. He hasn't made much noise thus far. He did play in the Hall of Fame game, though, and somewhat impressed. 3 total tackles, 2 went for a loss. Didn't play against Arizona. That should have told you right then and there that he wasn't going to make this roster. And there's also just too many corners the Cowboys carry right now. 9 others aside from him. Kyron Brown maybe had a shot as a special teams guy, but seeing how a lot of players have impressed on special teams, that solidified the fact that he wasn't going to make this roster for me personally. I want to say about a week ago is when I finally came to that realization. Kyron Brown might get picked up if an injury across the league was to happen. There's still some value there, seeing how the Cowboys signed him to a multi-year deal. They somewhat believed in him before camp started, so he might find his way onto another team eventually down the road, but for the Cowboys, it's just not going to work out. Anthony Heinz, the undrafted free agent linebacker. That's right, linebacker. Any linebacker that was an undrafted free agent probably didn't have a good shot at making this team. Seeing how there's just so much talent in the linebacker room right now, Micah Parsons, Jalen Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, Jabril Cox, Keanu Neal, that's probably going to be your finalized linebacker room for the 53-man roster. Everyone else, practice squad, cut, IR. Listen, Anthony Heinz, I like the guy. He impressed in camp. He will find his way onto another NFL team, that is for sure, and he will be in another training camp battle next year if he keeps it up. But for the Cowboys, he just didn't really have a shot. Like I said, too much talent on this roster, and that's a common theme for not just these players the Cowboys are cutting, but everyone across the league that's getting cut on these this first go-around of roster cuts. Is just too many players at their respective position, and for Anthony Heinz as a linebacker, that's the case here. Also, he suffered a shoulder injury against Arizona. A lot of people thought maybe he gets stashed on the IR just because of how well he was doing at camp so far as an undrafted free agent, but that's not the case. Too much talent, like I previously said, in the linebacker room for the Cowboys. Brennan Eagles, another undrafted free agent, wide receiver. There are so many wide receivers on the Cowboys. Obviously, you got the big 3, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, and then beyond him, Cedric Wilson, Noah Brown, 2 special teams weapons, Malik Turner, who's impressed despite his injury, and then Simi Fehoko, 5th-round selection. A lot of people were high on him. Had a rough go of things in the first 2 weeks of camp, but kind of ramped it up against Arizona. And then when the Cowboys returned to Frisco to finish off camp at the Star. And then beyond Fehoko, you got Reggie Davis. He's super fast. We don't even know, if those guys are going to make the roster. So Brennan Eagle is a guy that just caught 1 or 2 targets on Friday. Got called for a holding on special teams that same game. For someone like that even a minor mistake like a holding call is just as a receiver where this Cowboys team is so rich in, is just going to get you off the roster like that. And then, beyond a receiver, people thought maybe a special teams guy. He's a tall guy, lengthy guy. But then you look at special teams, and I don't know if I mentioned this already, but there's just so many guys that have already made their mark on special teams. It's just there was no shot for Brennan Eagles. It's unfortunate. The NFL is a business, and things like this happen. You can't carry 90 guys into a season, and that's just how it is. I don't know if Brennan Eagles will find his way onto another NFL team, but for sure Anthony Heinz and Kyron Brown of the 3 cut they will for sure. Their NFL careers are not over yet. All right, the 2 guys that were placed on IR, Reggie Robinson and Siwo, I think it's Alunawa, I believe is how you say his last name. Reggie Robinson nursing an injured toe, Siwo nursing an injured neck. They are both out for the season. Reggie, a former 4th-round pick, tried a little bit of playing time at safety last season. Didn't go so well, so they're going to move him back to corner in this Dan Quinn defense, but he will not play this year. Same goes for Siwo. A running back listed as one, try to convert him into a fullback. They're going to continue to do that as he progresses back from this injury. The Cowboys saw too much value in these 2 guys to outright cut him, and they're gonna stash him on that IR for the rest of the year. And hopefully come training camp they can come training camp next year they can try and prove what they tried to prove this year. As far as the dates for the upcoming roster cuts, you got next week on Tuesday, August 24th, Cowboys have to go down from 85 to 80, and then the following Tuesday, August 31st, from 80 to 53, so that's when you'll get your finalized roster heading into the season. Tomorrow I'll have a video going over some injury updates, Dak, Neville, Gallimore, Malik Turner, all those guys, so keep your eyes peeled for that video. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Also, Ben Denucci. I know a lot of you guys wanted to see Ben Denucci off this roster, and it will happen, just not this time, and you know, listen, okay, too many quarterbacks is not a thing in the preseason. You can never have too many quarterbacks in the preseason. And I know I was about to end the video, but I got to explain this because there's going to be a lot of people that are probably a little pissed at Ben Denucci was not one of the 5 people that the Cowboys aren't going to keep active, but you got 2 preseason games left. Dak Prescott isn't going to play in the majority of those games. What if Cooper Rush was to go down? Then you got your backup playing and risk an injury for the rest of the preseason. So that's why Ben Denucci's still on the roster. But his time will come. Don't worry. He will not be on this roster by, what was that last date? Tuesday, August 31st. So just give us some time. And he will not be a Dallas Cowboy in, I want to say, a few weeks. But yeah, that is the video for you guys. Like I said, if you enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next one.